Hey, Professor Mike, I have a question for you. My girlfriend called me Idoneous, and I'm not really sure what it means. I took it to offense, but I just don't know.
Matt, that is a very interesting word. And you know what? I just happen to have an explanation here available right now.
Idoneous. One of my favorite words in the English language, unfortunately words exist in both Latin and German that I find more Idoneous than any English word, is Idoneous. Idoneous is a truly beautiful word, and fittingly so when one considers its definition. It comes, unsurprisingly, from Latin. In fact, it has not been warped and forced to fit into English, but instead has adapted to the modern conventions of the language. Meaning beautiful or proper, as does its root Idoneos, Idoneous is a reference to the mythological mortal Adonis. There are several versions of Adonis' birth. The most common of these myths is that he was the son of Myrrha, a young woman who was turned into a myrrh tree shortly before she gave birth to Adonis, and her own father, Theus, the king of Assyria. What is undisputed, however, is that the beauty of Adonis not only rivaled but in fact surpassed Venus's own appearance. One testament to this appears in Shakespeare's opening words of Venus and Adonis, when Venus readily admits that the mortal man is thrice fairer than she, the goddess of beauty herself. While in the classical myth it takes considerably longer, in Shakespeare's play it takes only a day, following classical unity concerning the time period a play should cover, before Adonis is killed by a wild boar while hunting. Like the myth from which the word grows, the origins of Idoneous are also veiled in mystery. According to the Free Dictionary by Farlex Incorporated, the word Idoneous first appeared in a dictionary in 1913, specifically Webster's Revised Unabridged Dictionary. A less commonly known story of origin begins in a high school classroom just north of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, when a Latin class came across the word Idoneos and unanimously decided Idoneous sounded like a perfectly English term, and so those students began to plant the word in essays and throw the seeds of a new word into the winds of the internet, where it never actually caught on or took root, but still managed to survive within the hearts and minds of that small group of Latin students. What should be undisputed, however, is that the beauty of Idoneous rivals, if not surpasses, Adonis's own appearance. It is a comfortable word to say. The first syllable is pronounced in the back of the mouth, and the second moves forward to the front of the mouth before the third is a slightly nasal sound, and finally the fourth syllable is pronounced towards the front of the mouth, which makes for an easy transition into whatever sound or pause comes next. Furthermore, hard and soft consonants are separated by a vowel, and it begins and ends on a vowel and soft consonant respectively. This makes the word simple and comfortable for a person to say. Up to this point, the word follows the myth of its origins. The beginning is unclear and disputed, even if there is one more accepted version than another, and both mythological mortal and realistic word are exceedingly appealing. One can only hope that the word steps off the path divined for it by its root and continues its existence within the English language for considerably longer than the man remained among the living.
Thanks a lot for the explanation, Mike.
You're more than welcome, Matt. That's what an English teacher's here for.